Another exciting episode of the JoshCast. I can't necessarily guarantee that it'll be exciting. It might be exciting. I don't know. Maybe it's exciting for you, and what feels not exciting for me feels exciting for someone else. I don't buy that. I don't buy that at all. I don't buy that. I've got to make it more exciting. We've got to add some action and adventure. So just imagine right now that I am driving in a Mazda Miata. That's not really an action-packed car, but that's in terms of imaginary action sequences. The Miata is about all I can handle. Anything beyond that, I get too nervous. I'm driving a Mazda Miata, and as I'm doing this podcast, people are shooting at me, and I'm not shooting back personally. I've hired people to shoot back because I don't personally like violence, but I don't mind other people doing it near me as long as it satisfies my goals, which I think makes me a supervillain. All right. So I saw Predator. I enjoyed the movie. I like this concept of aliens that come here to hunt us for sport. My eternal question for the Predator franchise is that not all predators are predators. Like, surely there's at least one predator on the planet who's a predator nerd who doesn't hunt for sport. But, the person who, edits together all the footage of the predators hunting and makes clips of it and does commentary. Surely there has to be a nerd predator. I think there must be a nerd predator. At least a small majority. And they make sure that their dreadlocks are combed. And they, their face masks also include an asthma inhaler. I think that has to be a thing. That's my view on that. Trying to deal a lot with facing my fears. That's my goal. Facing my fears. And I think one of my big fears is showing emotion. I have a real problem showing emotion. I think that's especially negative emotions, which is like I have no problem talking about negative emotions, but I have a real problem showing them. And I'm working on letting myself show them to people. Not, of course, in professional situations, only in personal situations. The only problem with this is that I rarely find myself in personal situations. I'm not good in personal situations. I don't like being... I'm trying more to be in personal situations, but there's a lot about personal situations I don't like because I can't react the way I want to react in personal situations, which is namely to make everything about me. I can't do that. I want to so badly, but I can't because I live on a planet with other people and I have to be nice to the other people so that society continues to function for as long as it will continue to function, which I want to say is 6 months, maybe a year at this point. What's my wish? What do I hope for in a human interaction? Right now I'm being very intellectual. I want to I'll tell you. This is really embarrassing to admit this, but I sometimes wonder what it would be like to be a caveman or an animal. And there's no thought and there's just instinct. And there, I eat, I have sex, and I try not to die. And it's essentially everything I'm doing now, except there's a lot less paperwork. It sounds great now that the more that I think about it, on the one hand. But on the other hand, if we were in that, dog-eat-dog world of just being animals and there was no society, I don't think I would have made it past 3 years old. So that's the trade-off. I guess either I get to live and be miserable or, die young but live free. Yeah, there really is no winner here. That's what I'm finding. Tired of happy endings in movies. I'm tired of it because happy endings aren't real. They are for some people. They are, happy endings are real for some people. And you know what? There are people out there who are bad people who get happy endings, and that's a reality. Why does that happen? Because we're living in a chaotic and hostile and a different universe. And this is supposed to be a comedy podcast, by the way. I thought it'd be a good time to mention that. Another thing to mention, I purchased The Fountainhead by Ayn Rand, and my thought was I'm going to read this, and it has not been read. It is sitting on the floor of my bedroom at this point. Here's the good thing about any Ayn Rand novel, especially a hardback novel, can be used as a weapon if necessary, if one is being attacked. So it's nice to know that I've fortified myself with this. This is a good weapon if need be. But the real weapon is what's inside. The real weapon is knowledge. Knowledge is the real weapon. It's not really. Knowledge can't get you past a nuclear weapon. I'm tired right now. This is the other problem. I'm hungry, but I'm also tired. So I could go out. I don't ever eat at home. I don't believe in that. I prefer to go out and make bad food decisions. But I'm too tired to go. This is what always happens is I find myself in my bedroom and then I'm too tired to get back out. So I think I'm going to skip dinner, which might be better because the dinner that I would have at this time of night would not be a good choice. So I've got to just deal with that. And what's the purpose of this podcast? I know what it is. I've got to be emotionally honest. That's what I've got to do. I've got to be honest about how I feel. I've got to face my fear that I am not. I've got to stop being polite. That's what I got to do. Got to start being honest about how I feel. Let's stop smiling. Can we please stop smiling? Please, I'm begging you. I'm begging you. When was the last time you felt like smiling? My guess is you were 2 years old and you were farting. That was the last time. No one feels like smiling. No one does. No one does. That's the one thing I like about the Mona Lisa. The Mona Lisa is capturing a person right at the moment where they're going, you know what? I'm not smiling anymore. I am done. Mr. Da Vinci, no, I'm not going to smile. You paint me the way I am. You paint me with this face. This is a face that says I'm happy-ish for the moment, but that will probably change because the plague is going to hit. And even though this is the Renaissance, we're still pooping where we eat. That felt a little bit better. I'm feeling better now. I feel like I processed something. Or I got something out of my system. Smiling. We're done with that. I'm also tired of modern abstract art. And I know there are people out there that's their thing and that's their passion, and they're abstract artists that's their passion. You know what? You want to do an abstract art piece, fine. But just somewhere in the art piece, draw a bowl of fruit. Just let us know that you can. That's all I need to know. That's all I need to know. I need to know that if the chips are down, you can draw an actual bowl of fruit. And if I know that you can do that, and then all you're drawing is lines and dots, I'm okay with that. But I don't want to find myself in a situation where the person drawing lines and dots is a 2-year-old and they're getting millions of dollars for it. That's what I just need to know, that if someone put a gun to your head, you could go, yeah, I'll draw a bowl of fruit and shade it in properly. You know, I don't care what the fruit is. You know, it'd be nice if there was a banana in there just to show a little bit of a composition. But yeah, that's all I ask. That's my thought on that. Okay, we're good.